Alright YouTube, it's StuMac, aka Definitive Void. The first episode of Storytime is a fun little story about me going to a festival with my mates. I'm playing a little bit of Call of Duty Warzone at the same time. Bear with us on the multitasking, as man is not good at that yet, but we'll get there. I'm repping the Heineken 330s, as you do, and I've created this video just for a bit of a laugh. But yeah, enjoy the story. Well, it was I can't remember. I think it was a big one. There was a lot of artists. Sorry, I'll stop shaking my legs because I know that'll be probably annoying. So, yeah, the festival itself, Global Gathering. The festival was called Global Gathering, and there's about 15 of my mates went up. All my best mates from school who I used to play football with and play games with, online games a lot with. At festivals, there's always a lot of drugs kicking about, and there's all these. This was the biggest event of the year. This festival, we were really excited to go. We had all the drinks stashed up and ready to go. All the essentials to make this festival the best thing ever. Like vodka stored in bloody Lucozade bottles. One of my mates was a dealer at the time. He had like pills. I think he had like drugs stored in his VO5 hair matte clay thing. He barely even had a haircut, to be fair. He had a proper buzz cut. But he has like VO5 matte clay that he put all of his pills in to sell them to people. Terrible pills, by the way. Terrible pills. Bit like taking a paracetamol, but we'll get back to that paracetamol. Anyway, so it was during the day. I think we managed to pick up some MDMA. Mandy is probably the most common drug that was sold at that festival. Along with other things as well. Like Charlie was probably a little bit harder to get a hold of. Cannabis was very, very, very almost impossible to get a hold of. So yeah, we had this Mandy. So we got a hold of this Mandy. And hang on a second, this guy is like scaring us. Yeah, we got a hold of Mandy. I'm sorry, I'm just getting used to multitasking. And we're all sitting around the campfire. I don't think there was a campfire there, but we're all sitting around just drinking. Basically, we're sitting in a circle drinking, and it 6 hours passed, and we're all drinking. One of my mates was running around kicking women, which wasn't really cool of him to do that. He is now married now, so to be fair to him, hats off to the boy. He can still hold down a girl and kick her at the same time. That's brilliant. Shout out to you, Jake, boy, if you watch this. Cheers for inviting us to your wedding, mate. So yeah, I was absolutely sloshed at this point. I was just drinking literally vodka out of a 2-litre Fanta bottle that I stored. I can't find a bloody gun, man. And yeah, I was absolutely gone. And we were attracting a lot of attention because there was so much of her. There was like, as I said, 10, 15 were there. So this guy came up to her and he was like, "You want to buy some Mandy?" And obviously we were just like, yeah. So we got a hold of some drugs. He gave me, I'm sure he gave me something for £40, and it was basically just like a snowball of MDMA. And he said something to us. He was like, "You enjoy this, mate. You enjoy this, and I'll see you later." Whatever that meant. As if he knew he was going to see me later. He didn't know that. All drug dealers do that. They have this sort of intimidating sort of persona about them, which creeps people out a little bit. But yeah, so me being me, like I was clueless at that age. I think I was about 19 and absolutely clueless. Like I could barely even open a bin liner to clean someone's house. So I decided it would be a good idea to basically swallow this snowball of MDMA, because he's supposed to like bomb it. I'm gonna go and kill this guy just to show that I'm a good player and I can do this. Come on, Stu, you can do this, boy! So I decided to basically swallow the whole thing. You gotta be kidding me, man! So I decided to swallow the whole thing. Oh, I'm in the gulag. Oh no! I swallowed the whole thing, and nobody knew I did this because I just kind of did it. It didn't, nobody peer pressured us into it. This isn't the sort of, I'm not doing this to sort of spite my mates. I did this by myself, purely and simply because I'm an idiot. And my gun didn't shoot. My gun didn't shoot. It didn't shoot. Yeah, so anyway, we'll not think about that. So anyway, we decided to go to, because there was loads of music tents that we'd go to and listen to some music. And, I was walking along and I decided that things were getting a bit weird. Well, I didn't decide it. The drug decided it. Because the thing you got to know about me is I'm of a nervous disposition. All right. I suffer from anxiety. Okay. So I just remember walking along and it felt like, as I was walking past people, like, say this is me, right? My face is me. People walking past me, walking past, and then they'd look at us like that. And I'd be like, well, why is everyone looking at me? To be fair, I did have pink shorts on and knee top on, and I probably looked like a little gay virgin. So that's probably why people were looking at us, if they were looking at us. But I thought that people were looking at us, right? So, yeah. I just remember feeling like that, and then when we went every single tent, we kept going to music tents, and I at one point I thought the DJ looked at us, and I was just, because I was dancing like this, and I was buzzing, to be fair. I was like, what, the DJ just looked? Jesus Christ, everyone's looking at us, including the bloody DJs. And it got to about an hour like this. It was sort of progressively getting worse and worse and worse, and I started to feel more and more uncomfortable. And I think when the straw broke the camel's back, I had my hands up in the air like this, and I had no more enthusiasm for the event. I literally was just trying to blend in at this point. I was in survival mode. All I was doing, I was like a little animal. I met someone trying to land on us, stunt on us, like, we're there. Literally survival mode. So I had my hand up in the air, and then all of a sudden it hit us. Something hit us, and I knew I needed to run. I knew I needed to get out of where I was and go and hide somewhere. So I left the tent. I didn't even tell my mates where I was going. I just left, and that was it. And then I was trying to find my tent, and literally I was walking along. Everyone was looking at us. I thought everyone was looking. I was walking along, and I was just terrified. I was like bumping into people's tents, tripping over and stuff like that. Like, honestly, it was a nightmare. And I think I walked to the other side of the park, the other side of the festival, to where my tent was. I was completely lost. So I decided to ask for help, because at this point I was desperate. I really, really needed help. So I asked these two lads. I was like, lads, listen, like, I've got myself lost. Like, can you help us try and find my tent? Because I'm literally lost. And there were some people with, like, they had, like, necklaces on with, like, cards on them, whatever that meant. And they were just like, they looked at each other, and obviously they thought it was funny. They thought it was hilarious that I was asking them for help. So they were like, should we help him? And my fate was in their hands at this point. Like, I needed help, So I was like, yeah, please help me. And they were like, okay, we'll help you, yeah. And And they were just like, oh, I think I recognize you from earlier on, actually. Your tent is just over there. And I was just like, what? And they were just like, oh, it's just over there. Don't you dare jump away from me! Aye, and they were just like, oh, your tent's over there, mate. And I was just like, oh, alright, thank you very much. I got on my tent, and honestly, I thought I was gonna die, man. Like, I couldn't get rid of my urine. I couldn't secrete urine. So I thought in my mind at that point, because I was so whacked out of my mind, I thought I was gonna die. But not only that, I thought my bladder was going to explode. Because I couldn't wee. And I was just like, eventually my bladder's going to fill up and I'm not going to be able to actually wee forever. So I'm just going to die. 2 seconds, mate, because I just saw a guy up there and my thought process is telling us to focus. Yeah, so anyway, like, I go to my mates, that's it. And my mates end up coming back from the music tents and like, Stu, like, where'd you go? I'm just shooting at nobody. What the fuck am I doing? They're like, where'd you go? And I'm just like, oh, I just had to leave. Like, I'm not feeling too good. Like, I at this point I told them what I'd done. I was like, listen, I took the whole thing of the rock. I wasn't supposed to do that, was I? And they were like, you weren't supposed to take the whole rock. No, of course you weren't. You were supposed to bomb it, like what we told you to do, like what everyone else was doing. And I was just like, yeah, sorry about that. And then, like, I asked them, I was like, do you think I'm gonna die? And they were like, maybe. Like, there's a possibility that you could die. And, like, looking back on it, like, they probably weren't trying to prank us. Like, I genuinely thought they thought, you know, there is a possibility, you know, because there probably was. So they were taking us to one side in that because I was having panic attacks, and they were taking us to one side and saying, like, look, listen, like, you're gonna have to, because you know, the ambulance are gonna be coming for you. The ambulance is coming. So this is when I knew they were taking the piss, because they were like, oh, the ambulance is coming. You're gonna have to run away. You're gonna have to run away and just jump over that fence over there. And I was just like, jump over the fence. I was like, no, I can't do that, man. I can't do that. And I ended up laying in the tent. And there was like this thing going on. There was like a meme at the festival where people would shout the word Alan. Like, do you know that Alan chipmunk? The chipmunk that would always shout Alan. That meme was going around at the time. This is how long ago it was. And everyone was shouting Alan all throughout the day. And then all of a sudden, when I was lying in that tent nearly dying, everyone started shouting Stu. They were going, Stewie! Stewie! And I was just like, why are they shouting my name? So I then created an idea in my head that sent is absolutely mental. I thought that they were shouting my name because Alan was the last geezer who died at this festival, and they were now shouting my name as like kind of like a cult. Like, this was a cult and they planned it all, and like I was gonna die and my name would then be passed on through the next festival person, the next people who go to the festival and who are called whatever, who end up doing something stupid and getting themselves killed. So like, I was like, I accepted death at this point. Like, I genuinely accepted my death, and I was like, I said goodbye to my mates. I was like my two closest friends at the time who were in the tent with us, they were chilling with me because they're kind of very similar to me. They have a nervous disposition as well. 2 seconds, I'm just gonna go and get this crate. It's messing with us. Like, 2 seconds. So I literally hugged them goodbye, and I was like, lads, like, I love yous, like, I love yous, like, a lot. Like, and they were like, we love you too, Stu, man, I love you too. And I was like, right, I'm gonna go and die now, okay? And I lay down and stopped breathing on purpose to try and make myself die, because that's how I thought it was going to be all over with, because I didn't want to just hang about, you know what I mean? If I was going to die, I was going to die. So I stopped breathing, and literally I started having like these twitchy like little little phases that I would go through. I'd like start twitching because I would stop breathing for that long. My heart was like trying to like pump air into it. It was like, I can't even describe it. Like, but I saw the light at that point. Like, I had my eyes shut and I saw the light, and I was just like, oh, there we go, I'm dead. It's over. And then I was like, actually, hang on a minute. I really need to breathe. How is that? If I'm gonna die, I don't think you breathe when you die. So I took a breath and I was like, and I was like, oh, that felt good. And then I took another couple of breaths and I was like, I'm not gonna die. And then I went outside, excreted some urine, and then yeah, it was okay. And then by then, it literally fast forward until morning, I was okay. But I remember like poking my head out the tent because all the lads were, because I think I had a little nap or something, I can't remember. But I just remember like poking my head out the tent, and they were just like, oh yeah, it's Stewie, how you doing? And I said something like, my arsehole smells like, what was it? My arsehole literally smells like bell cheese. So like the quote of the festival was, Stewie got bummed. That was the fucking quote. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I need to say about that story. I guess don't do drugs, kids. If there's any underage or young lads watching this, 17, 18, don't do drugs. And if you are going to do drugs, smoke weed, because weed's not that bad for you. But if you mix it with other drugs, it definitely is. In my experience, if you're at a nervous disposition like myself, who has anxiety, has a few panic attacks on the reg, don't take drugs, man. Don't take drugs. Unless, like, if you're pretty cool, take drugs, because it can get you a lot of chicks, really, to be fair. And that's story time with Deathfight. I think that's over, to be fair, so I'm just going to play the game now. Because this game hasn't had a resolution yet. Like, I haven't done anything. Oh, I just saw someone. No, did I? I'm seeing things again. Oh, another thing about that story as well, just to add on it, I was hearing voices. And one of them, because I've got like anyway, I'll tell the story. So one of the voices I heard was almost an impossible fabrication of somebody knew something about me that they couldn't have known. And it was coming from just outside the tent when I was lying there thinking I was going to die. I heard someone say, oh, Stuart MacDonald. Sorry, I shouldn't probably give my full name over YouTube. I'll probably bleep that out. Stuart MacDonald. The guy with the denture. Now, if you don't know what a denture is a medical term for a bridge tooth, which is a false tooth in your mouth, which I had put in because I got my tooth knocked out when I was a kid. Right, I definitely saw someone there. Focus in, Stu. Fuck off, hitting us. Alright, I got a kill. I'm happy with that. Go into the tent that I've just killed someone. That's a great idea. That's Stu. Ask him for death, mate. Ask him for death. I'm gonna plant a claymore on this shield, mate. Somebody said that to us, like in my, well, it was me saying it, but like literally my brain was fabricating voices. Like, I think that's pretty cool, to be fair. Like, my brain can do that. Like, my brain can make me hear a voice. Like, that is mental, man. Like, if you get whacked out your mind, like, you can do some crazy stuff. Like, I was thinking, like, I googled it, like, when I got back, and I was like, schizophrenia, and I quite like the idea of being schizophrenic. I don't know, like, hearing voices and stuff like that. Like, I feel like, ha, right, okay, there you are. Fucking at these tents, are you, son? You don't know I've got an Astro A40, do you? Always in there. Oh my. Well, that's story time over with Deathwise. Thank you very much for watching, boys. I'll give you this gulag kill, see if I get a kill. If not, I think that'll be over for this episode with story time. Yeah, game over. I should have got a kill there, that was stupid. Thank you very much for watching. I'll probably do like an outro to this video and get everything sorted, but thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the story. If any of my mates are watching this and they've got a story they want me to tell, I'm happy to tell it, okay? As long as it doesn't get me in trouble. Thank you very much.